So your ex broke up with you and it kind of caught you by surprise because you thought you knew them. And all of a sudden, they broke up with you. You're completely confused and you are blindsided by this. So you're looking for answers. You want to know what's going through your ex's mind. You want to know the stages of dumpers' regret over time. And this is what we're going to cover in today's video. And we're going to cover even more than this. I'm going to explain to you why they did it, how they feel, if they're going to come back, if not, all of this so you can ease your mind and relax a little bit. Let yourself relax because I understand you're going through a lot right now. You have a lot of anxiety, you're stressed. Every time you hear a text message, you hope it's them. And you're feeling so much, so much. You're in your feelers so much. And you're wondering, do they feel the same? You're gonna find out all the answers to these questions in this video. I'm Coach Paz Goldman, your relationship coach, and without any further ado, let's begin. The first stage will be detachment. Detachment begins weeks, if not months, or even years in advance before they pull the plug. You got to understand that breakup does not happen in a day. They don't just woke up in the morning and said, I'm going to break up with you today because you left the dishes in the sink. This is not how it works. Sometimes this is how it feels to us because you think everything was okay. How? Why? It's really confusing. But if you notice little red flags, little things that changed, shifted, and I make a lot of videos about red flags, so you can go to my channel and check it out and see what red flags have you been missing or overlooked. Sometimes it's because you've been too anxious and they move into their avoidance even more. And the friction and the gap between you two just increased with time. You didn't even notice, but they did. Every time you talked about the future, they avoided this. And you just thought, oh, they're just avoidance. They are. But notice that this is a little red flag you know about. And little things like if you had an argument, they didn't really care. And they said, they didn't really care because they're avoidant. Or they just don't really care. It's not a big deal. It's little things that once you see, you say, oh my God, how did I miss this? But don't kick yourself over that and don't judge yourself over that. You didn't know. This is why you're on my channel. You're learning this stuff and you learn how to navigate relationships even better. So understand that this whole breakup is happening for you and not to you. You're here to grow and expand. This is exactly the reason that you're here right now. So they will go through detachment because to let you go, they got to be detached. This is also when they will pull away a little bit more, less physical intimacy, less deep conversations, more superficial communication. This is just some of the signs that they are starting to get detached. The second stage will be temporary joy. This is what they're going to feel. Initially, the dumper may feel a sense of relief or random freedom, especially if the relationship was causing them stress or dissatisfaction. More often than not, like I told you, you're probably the anxious one in the relationship, which is okay. You can work on it. We can help you heal it. This is also why I've created the Rise of the Phoenix Healing Program, which is amazing. You can check the link in the description below. And if you were that anxious, you suffocate them. And suffocation causes them to feel dissatisfaction and stress. It's really stressful to be with an anxious person. Let's say, they didn't answer your text. You can bombard them. Oh, you didn't answer my text. What happened? Who you with? What you doing? You see, it's really hard to live with with a person like this. And again, I don't want you to kick yourself over this because this is a healable thing. You can work on it, and that is okay. But I really want you to understand that is the reason, and this is also why they feel this temporary joy. It's also known as, in this phase, we call it separation elation. They are elated. They say, thank God that I got rid of all of this stress and drama with this guy. So they gotta feel this joy. And when you see them having fun, or enjoying, you're like, motherfuckers, how can you be okay with this? Because you don't feel like this. Both of you are on a different timeline. You got to understand, you are just revealed about this breakup recently. They've been known, they planned it for a long time. Without evil intent, they planned it, but they felt, again, dissatisfaction. They felt stressed. They felt like it's not going where they want this to go. And they checked out. They checked out. This is why they appear unaffected by this breakup, because their feelings are decreased tremendously. In order for them to let you go, they needed to go through a lot of emotional suppression and emotional detachment before they did this. And I don't want you to hate on them for this. I want you to extend compassion and grace towards them, because that was not easy. It's not easy to let go of someone you really care about. So when you have compassion to them and not hate, they feel your energy that is welcoming them to come back. Because if you feel anger and resentment and hate, you are the only one will suffer from this. It's kind of like swallowing a poison and hoping this the other person will die. You're poisoning yourself when you are sending these kind of energies, and they feel it. They pick up on it so quickly, so quickly. They also pick up on other feelings of extreme anxiousness. They also feel, oh my God, this person won't leave me alone. Even if you're in no contact and you don't talk to them, but you're still obsessing over them in your mind, it's also an energy that they are receiving from you. And I talked about it a lot on my channel. You can check this out. I just want to make this video more specific towards the dumper's remorse. Number 3 is guilt or doubt. Soon after, feelings of guilt or doubt may surface, especially if the dumper cares about the person they broke up with, which is you, and empathize with their pain. That's a very, very important stage that you got to understand. If you played your card right after the breakup, if you were good to them while you were in the relationship, and I just assumed that it was quite a healthy relationship and not abusive relationship, not narcissistic relationship where you mistreated them so badly. No, if this is the case, just don't watch other channels to better yourself. I don't want you to feel good with abusing people, because this is just wrong. And if this is not the case, continue watching, because they will feel guilt and doubt, and they will say, this person was so good to me, and this person was respectful, this person gave me time to reflect when we were apart, he didn't contact me, which means he have or she have strong sense of self. And then they are saying, okay, I feel bad about this. And then they start doubting their decision, which leads to number 4, the wake up. A dumper can ride the adrenaline for a couple of weeks before the shock sets in. As the reality of being single sets in, the dumper may start to feel lonely or sad, missing the companionship or the routines that they have with their former partner, which is you. And they wake up, they're like, ooh, life with them is so much better than without them. But this stage, they can reach this stage number 4 only if you go no contact and you leave them alone. If you don't leave them alone, they cannot reach this stage. It's impossible for them to reach this stage without separation. The separation elation that they feel, it elevates. And then it becomes separation, the elevation of the separation, and then they just feel separated and lonely. And this is where they're waking up. But you have to let them go, and you got to, and I said it before, if you want them to miss you, you've got to be fucking missing. So miss, go, MIA, and then this is what they feel. And in the meantime, don't just go as a strategy to get them back. Go, work on yourself, heal for you. This breakup is for you to find yourself. They broke up with you for a reason. The breakup happened for a reason. Find out what is the reason. What do you need to improve? What are your shortcomings? How can you become a better person? And this is exactly what I'm doing with you guys, one-on-one coaching, or in the Rise of the Phoenix coaching for healing coaching program that is absolutely amazing, that helps you to do exactly that. Because if they come back and you didn't do any work on yourself, they're coming back to the same person. And if they're coming back to the same person, they will leave this. They left this person before. What makes you think they will not do it again? And more often than not, when you work on yourself and you change, and they didn't change, because dumpers don't really work on themselves. They are sure that you were the problem. So they don't need to do any work. And you work on yourself. Then they come back, you say, I changed. You didn't change. I don't want you. And they will tell you, oh, you changed so much. I want to come back. And you're like, fuck no, you didn't change. I don't want you back. Happens all the time. So work on yourself and make sure that you use this breakup to your advantage. Don't be a victim, be a victor. Number 5 is make or break. This is the most crucial stage of dumper's remorse with regards to chances of reconciliation. After the reflection, after you left them alone, after the wake up, after all of this good stuff that they just went through, they will reach a point, make it or break it. Completely move on, or text you, talk to you, feel feel the field, see if you want, if you're still there. And the way that they're going to do it, they're going to apply the indirect direct approach, which means that they will send you a direct message but an indirect way. They usually ask about the dog, ask about something very innocent that will make you feel very confused about why they reached out. You haven't talked for so long, all of a sudden they ask you if you still have their earbuds in next to your computer, whatever, something that will make you scratch your head. They will ask you about your dog, about something that is innocent. Because you got to understand, once they broke up with you, it was hard. And then they needed to face the consequences. Now, when they are sorry about this and they want to come back, they cannot just tell you, hey, miss you, love you, want to come back. They don't know how you feel. They don't know how you feel. And if you're not feeling the same way, they will just take a step back. So they say something very random. Once they do, they check, they feel the vibe. If you answer very angry, they will pull back. If you don't answer, they will pull back. And I see it a lot. People tell me, my ex broke no contact, and I just don't answer them for 3 days. You want to reconcile with this person and you're ignoring them? That's the dumbest thing to do. If your ex wants to talk to you, be open. Be open. Always answer to their text. Always assume that they want to reconcile. Because if you don't, oh my God, what are you doing? And I get it a lot. People tell me, yeah, my ex texted me 2 weeks ago. I didn't answer. Do you think I still have a chance? Well, not really. Because you had a chance. They texted, they wanted to feel the vibe. Obviously, you didn't do the work. You're still butthurt about the breakup. You didn't grow. You didn't work on yourself. And this is exactly why they left. And they said, you know what? I made the right decision. They're not good anyway. And then they moved on. And this is the make it or break it. This is the make it or break it stage. And you got a lot to do with this part if they really gonna break it with you or make it with you. If you don't play your cards right, you can blow it. This is why you got to work on yourself. You think that I'm telling you to work on yourself just because I enjoyed it? You got to work on yourself, because if you don't and you stay the same, you still make the same mistakes. And this is not the first time probably that this thing happens to you in your life. Break the fucking cycle. Do something about it. Work with me. Get the course. Get other people's courses. It doesn't really matter to me if you get mine on others. What matters to me is that you heal and you work on yourself and you grow, because if you don't, this is the butterfly effect. Once one person is healing themselves, you start healing others. This is what I did. I healed myself. I healed others. Partners that I'm with, the current partner that I'm with, I feel like I'm healing her as well, instead of damaging her. You see? And I don't think that all of you need to be relationship coaches, but once you're healing yourself, you start seeing dysfunctional relationships even with your friends, and you say, listen, what you said wasn't right. Or you need to consider this. And you start understanding relationship dynamics and all of this beautiful things. Because many people tell me about relationships, I'm just tired about dating. Fuck no, there is no good people. No, you're no good. And I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what you need to hear. Because if you think there is no other good people around, you're the one. You are the no good. And you need to change your perspective and say, I need to work on me. In order for me to see the beauty of this world, I need to be beautiful from within. This is the work. And then you start to see your self-worth rise as you put in the work on yourself. Let's continue with number 6, last but not least. Long shot, 6 months plus. As time goes on, the intensity of the feelings and desire reduce. If it's more than 6 months and you still caught up about your ex, you know what, that's fair. But I would say 6 months plus, let's say 9 months or a year, no, that's not okay. You need professional help. I'm sorry to tell you this. A healing should take between 3 months to a year. If it's been over a year and you still think about, are they going to come back? That's not good. And some exes do. I see this sometimes, especially with other coaches that tell stories about people that got back together after 6 years or 5 or 7 or whatever. But come on, you really want to waste all this time waiting for your ex to come back? Years? Listen, we don't have a lot of time. I'm 38 now, and I'm looking back and I'm saying, Jesus Christ, this time, wow. I remember was when I was 18 and I got my heart broke for the first time. I went through so much since then, of course. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because I really wanted to emphasize the importance of moving on, the importance of growing. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. This is just life. And you really want to live life to the fullest. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you need my help, check the link in the description below. You can book a one-on-one call with me. You can get my course. And with that said, I'm sending you much love, healing, and I will see you again in the next video. Adios.